Sorry about that kind of hideous sort of tone I just made. Welcome, everybody. Before we start, we did want to take a moment to acknowledge what's happening in Israel and the 500. And I don't know if the numbers are going up, but the 500 who have been killed in the attack by Hamas and Palestine. So it's 900 now. Oh. We'll take a moment of silence. In honor and remembrance of those lost and those who have lost friends and family. All that we have been and all that we will become by Leslie Ahuva fails. All that we have been separately and all that we become together is stretched out before us and behind us like stars scattered across a canvas of sky. We stand at the precipice, arms locked, together like tandem skydivers, working up the courage to jump. Tell me, friends, what have we got to lose? Our fear of failure? Our mistrust of our own talents? What have we got to lose? A poverty of the spirit? Maybe the lie that we are alone? What wonders await us in the space between the first leap and the moment our feet, our wheels, however we move our bodies across this precious earth, touch down softly on unknown soil? What have we got to lose that we can't replace with some previously unimaginable joy? Blessed are you, Spirit of life, who has sustained us, enlivened us, and enabled us to reach this moment. Give us courage in our leaping and gratitude in our landing, and share with us in the joy of a long and fruitful ministry together. So we have a guest today. I'm really excited to introduce him, although he stepped out, and maybe I'll introduce him in a moment if he gets back, hopefully. He's giving us our sermon. I'm really excited about him because he's a local artist. You may have seen some of his artwork around in these small prints up on these easels. So after the service, if you would like, you can go around and take a look at those. He should be back in here at any moment. He was here. He ran through the practice and everything. If anybody saw somebody that looks like a guest maybe when you were out there, he's got a white t-shirt on. We'll go ahead and light our chalice. So Ken, if you don't mind coming up.
All right, please recite the chalice lighting words with me. We kindle this flame of our faith for the warmth of community and the fire of love that calls us to work for justice.
Okay, thank you. See if you can find him.
Okay.
Let him know we started. Okay. Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, you've got the welcome. Sorry, we're just conferring here about Ken, or Nick. Okay, sorry.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Ken St. John, he, him. Part of the lay presence in the pulpit today is our Reverend Sarah's out of the pulpit. I'm going to start the welcome by a responsive reading this morning, number 576 from the Gray Hymnal. You don't need to have a hymnal, though, because your line is, "It will not matter." You'll say it 6 times when I point to you. It is titled A Litany of Restoration and is written by Marjorie Bowens Wheatley. If recognizing the interdependence of all life, we strive to build community, the strength we gather will be our salvation. If you are black and I am white, If you are female and I am male, if you are older and I am younger, if you are progressive and I am conservative, if you are straight and I am gay, if you are Christian and I am Jewish, if we join spirits as brothers and sisters, the pain of our aloneness will be lessened, and that does matter. In this spirit, we build community and move toward restoration. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, and wherever you're heading, we welcome you here this morning, and we welcome you online on YouTube, either right now or when you watch this later. I would especially like to extend a warm welcome to any visitors that may be among us. If you are visiting today, or if this is your first time, or you haven't been introduced, please stand now in the room and let us acknowledge you and say good morning. Any visitors today? Thank you. And if you are on the YouTube live stream, there I believe is a comment section there, and I encourage you to make your presence known. Say hello to everyone. They will love to hear from you. Our lay pastoral care, as always, we have lay pastoral care associates who are standing by for any one of you who has a need for a listening ear. Today in the sanctuary we have Carlin Knight. And on Zoom you should be hearing from Claudette Wassell. On YouTube, that is, you should be hearing from Claudette. She'll let her presence be known so you can contact her. They're both also on call all week long. There's an email address, pastoralcare@VUU. So at any time, you can reach out to Carlin or Claudette. Thank you.
So I want to introduce my friend Nick here, Nick Ridley. Will you go ahead and, you mind standing up so I can have them see you? So like I said earlier, some of his artwork is around the sanctuary, and if you're interested and if he's hanging around afterward, you can ask him any questions you want about his art. But I wanted to give you a little bit of a background. He's a creative professional and art educator, and education has been at the center of Nick's professional projects for the past 20 years. He's a member of the Arizona State University Gamage Teaching Arts Program, produced in collaboration with the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. And that's where they teach the Kennedy Center Arts Integration Method via school art residencies. Nick has experience teaching art, theater, poetry, music production, visual arts to youth and adults, and teaching visual arts to youth and adults throughout his career. And you've even got some music in a film, apparently. So pretty amazing. Super talented. I love following him on Facebook because I get to see his artwork as he shares it and releases it. And so I just wanted to introduce him before we continue with our opening hymn. Please feel free to stand in body or spirit as we sing My Life Flows On in endless song. And if you were here for the earlier prelude music with the video, everything's going to be all right. I really think that this may be my loose, casual translation, but this song is really saying everything's going to be all right, no matter what's going on. So pay attention to the words as you sing and see if you find that message in there.
And heal the new creation.
So as you sit, we're moving right into our meditation. So please either close your eyes or soften your focus downward if you prefer. And take a moment to feel your body and your breath. Form a picture in your mind. A picture of the beautiful blue sky. And can you feel here a boundless, vast spaciousness within you, just like the boundless blue sky above us? Sometimes a thought arises as if from nowhere, the way a cloud appears in the sky. Sometimes the clouds are puffy white. Sometimes the clouds of our thoughts are a heavy gray. As it gets quiet, just notice these thoughts, these clouds that move into our blue, vast openness. Let them float past as you refocus on your breath. Sometimes it rains in the sky, in this sky. Sometimes worries and troubles rain down on us, but also sometimes the rain washes away the dust and the pollution that's been clouding our vision. The healing rain is falling down. The healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. The healing rain is falling down. The healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. The healing rain is falling down. The healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. A quote by Gary Zukai, from The Seed of the Soul. By choosing your thoughts and by selecting which emotional currents you will release and which you will reinforce, you determine the quality of your light. You determine the effects that you will have on others and the nature of the experiences of your life. For the remainder of the meditation and centering and prayer time, we have 3 different stations here as a kind of a ritual, a way to pray in a physical way that you are welcome to participate in. Especially if you've got somebody that you're concerned about, maybe the 900 over in Israel, or something that you're concerned about, feel free, please, to come up to any one of these stations. You can add a drop of water to the fountain. We have droppers over there. You can take the fire and light a candle for somebody or something, or you can walk over to where we've got a bowl of stones and take from the small bowl a stone or maybe more and place them in the sand. I like to stand mine upright in kind of a circle, a community of stones over there. So feel free to get up at any time. We have a piece of music for you with Lynn DeMuth and Christy Vest. from a poem, where they were inspired from a poem. They were written on the wall of an underground room. The 4-month ordeal, constantly dark, utterly dark, was a hiding place of 9 Jewish fugitives who were never caught by the Nazis. They were saved and fed by friends who gave up a portion of their rations every day for 4 months to feed these 9 people. As I prepared to write the introduction to this beautiful music, I Believe, I wanted to learn the background of it. Christy had mentioned to me the background, and I wanted to make sure that I got the details right. And so I did a little searching, and I found a comment by someone on a YouTube video of this song saying that the link to the story of the true origin of the poem was at this blog post. And so I went over there. And it said that normally the story that people tell for these 3 lines and for this music is incorrect. The music itself, the lyrics are incorrectly quoted. The story is incorrect. The order of the lines are incorrect. And so I learned the numerous origin stories that have been birthed from this poem. It seems as if a giant game of telephone has been played to produce so many different variations. The blog post was written by somebody calling themselves the Humanist Seminarian. He was somebody who searched for several years to find the true origin of this poem and to understand what the words really were meant to be. And it was the 5th and the last of posts. He wrote 5 posts on this. It was the 5th of these posts where the seminarian had finally found and shared the primary source. When I later clicked on the About page of the blog, I was surprised to learn that the Humanist Seminarian is now a Unitarian Universalist minister. It's Everett Howe from San Diego. I don't know if anybody happens to know him. It turns out that the primary source of the poem it was given or delivered by a special correspondence. It was an unnamed reporter. He's not the one that wrote it. He shared the original. And he was writing from Cologne, Germany, for a Swiss newspaper on June 26, 1945. The article itself is about the Catholic resistance to the Nazis in Cologne. So here's the English translation of a part of that article, and this gives a little bit of a background of where these 3 lines came from and these 9 Jewish people. Catholic scouts had discovered underground passageways, which had been unused for many years under old buildings, and these could now serve as refuges from the Gestapo. At one point, 9 Jewish refugees hid here for 4 months without ever being caught. And then the reporter says, when I visited the shelter, I had the opportunity to see the emergency housing, fully equipped with a kitchen, bedroom, living room, radio, a small library, and oil lamps, evidence of a stunning experience. Meals could, now remember, this is 1945 when he saw this, so this was very soon after. Meals could only be prepared at night so as not to attract the Gestapo's attention, who would have noticed the smoke during the day. Food had to be supplied by friends who willingly gave up a portion of their rations to help those unfortunate people living for weeks in utter darkness. The following inscription is written on the wall of one of these underground rooms, which in some ways resembles the Roman catacombs. I believe in the sun, though it be dark. I believe in God, though he be silent. I believe in neighborly love, though it be unable to reveal itself. Everett shares some insights from having researched so many false origin stories and the changing and the reordering of the words to the way that you heard it in that beautiful piece of music. Noting the phrase after I believe in the sun, Howe says, though it be dark, which is the original words, has a different meaning than even when it is not shining. If you're underground at noon, the sun is shining, but you are in the dark. In the long search, Howe had sensed correctly that the line, "I believe in God," was originally the second line, as found in one early source, not the third line as you heard it in the song in the way that it is typically offered. That love or neighborly compassion was the final lesson illuminated to the writer of the poem. Compassion was the ultimate belief that was cultivated and that sustained the Jewish nine through the horrendous experience of being helped to hide underground and being fed from friends' rations for months as family and other friends had been torn away, many burned in ovens. Howe wrote, "The most unexpected revelation for me is the appearance of this German word, which my son tried to help me learn to say, and I'm just going to try, and I'm sorry if you know German, Nächstenliebe." The appearance of that word in the third sentence can be translated into English as charity, not necessarily love. Charity, altruism, benevolence, brotherly love, neighborly love, compassion, and so on. And he said, "But I do not believe that love, without further qualification, is a particularly good translation." So having the original words of the poem, Howe wrote, "These specific words changed the meaning of the quotation for me. The Jews hiding underground could not see the sun. It was not there for them. And it sounds like God was silent for them too. But charity, or benevolence, or neighborly love, or compassion, well, those things were present with them at that very moment, because people were risking their lives to keep them safe, and people were sharing their rations with them." So Nächstenliebe was right there with them, although it, like them, had to be hidden. So let us remember that it was the benevolence of their community that sustained these 9 Jewish refugees through 4 months of the darkest of their days. May our compassion and our benevolence be the light that sustains each other and others when all seems dark and lost. So now we're going to have Nick. He's going to come up and share. Actually, I'm not going to try to sum up what I think he's going to come up and share, but we have some slides for you of a lot of his artwork, so I'm very excited for him to come and share that.
Well, that's kind of small. Hello, everyone. I know, right? Oh, that one is. Yeah, that one. Oh, sorry. I'm just so off today. I went to get a Red Bull. They were like, "Dude, we reckon two minutes." I'm the artist. Give me some license. You know? We're a little different. But in all seriousness, thank you all for being here. First, thank you for allowing me in your space. Thank you, Noell, for the invite. Thank you all for the beautiful energy. You don't know me from Adam. I can say anything up here whatsoever, and since you are trusting me to handle that appropriately, I promise that I will, in turn, provide something that will be awesome for you. So this is going to be a good thing. All right? But seriously, thank you for having me here. Today, the crux of today, which I will speak about, is going to be about the silver lining. A little bit more about myself. I went to parochial schools, Lutheran schools, originally from Fort Wayne, Indiana. My father was the first black firefighter in the city of Fort Wayne, integrated the fire department. He was 101st Airborne, integrated every school that he went to. And with that, we had conversations never about race at the dinner table. Go figure. From there, I went to Purdue University, and then my son and his mother, which are here right now, met them in Colorado. Thank you, Camille and Nico, for being here. After Purdue, went for management. I got called by art prior to that. I played basketball. I was never artsy-fartsy. I got recruited for basketball, got hurt in high school, didn't know what I was going to do. I wanted to be relevant. The girls still liked poetry. I wrote poetry. He knew the way to loop me in at that point. And from there, it's been a journey. Left home at 16 years old as well. So that was very interesting as well in my trajectory. Today is once again about silver lining. And I think this verse exemplifies, and it's something that I had spoken to a church in Littleton, Colorado around 6 years ago, prior to moving to Arizona 5 years ago. And it's from Philippians. And it's Philippians 4, verse 8. And it says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things." It's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy when right now I'll fast forward to 2023 and we have YouTube and we have Fox News and CNBC and alternative media and so and radio and blah, 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 and satellites and and social media and Instagram and your mother and your father and your ex-wife and that. In the midst of that, it is hard to find usually that one thing that we can focus on, which is awesome. We have been admonished in this particular ancient wisdom, called the Bible, to find the one thing, that silver lining that grandma and grandpa told me about. Okay? Fast forward to 2023, Nick Ridley. Nick Ridley does that. He has to remind himself all the time to do that himself. So as I speak with you as one who is in the boat rowing with you. Not one that's on the saying it's fair to middling, keep on coming. I am not coming from that context. It would be arrogant for me to act and to think so. Find one thing. Within the last year, a quick story about myself, and this is in appreciation to the universe, the all, the source, Anu, God, Allah, Yahweh, Yah, even the nothing for the atheist. Okay? In all things. Within the last year, I had my house and studio burnt down to the ground. We were on the news last May. A week later, my father passed away. As I was in the hotel awaiting to get into my condo, since I was out of so-and-so, my son is nodding his head. He was actually there for the fire. We were outside. Okay? Once again, thanks to the all. All right? Just got back from Indiana last week. My father, who I spoke of, who raised me, who I affectionately call Dad, is also 86 years old, so we're in that phase of life. I'll be 49 next month. My mother passed away 15 years ago. I say all of that and to say that as I row with you in that boat, there are things that I have to give myself mentally to make myself get up out of bed, be productive, show up, be present, and not be a pair of socks to my loved ones, my friends, my family and colleagues, and all of them I have failed within that 1 year miserably. To be sure. However, even in saying that, this silver lining is, but I have tried to atone, and but I have the now to make a choice and do things better. I still have a silver lining. You see, we look around right now, and I'm hearing so much noise about how the world is so crazy these days and how everything is just upside down and everything just seems to be out of order and so. And I offer this, my fellow brothers and sisters, my dear, beloved fellow humans. Guess what? It is a reflection of who we are. Nothing happens in a vacuum. And if we think that everything is happening just by fantasia, like it's Mickey Mouse and everything just start floating around because we said abracadabra, then guess what? We are in stage 3 denial from a therapeutic perspective. We are seeing the result of who we are collectively. Now, I can very well pick and choose the box of rotten oranges, and every one of our boxes has rotten oranges in them. And ripe ones, and ones that are waiting to ripen, all of that. What are we focusing on, that one thing? Or are we going across every box from what I can see, and we're very adept at finding the rotten things in everything? Look at them in those cities. Look at them. Look at how they act. And when I say they, I could interchange any race, culture, creed, orientation in that X and Y. In that interchange, I could put white and black, Mexican and Chinese. I could put man, woman, transgender, gay, straight, heterosexual. It doesn't matter what I can put for those variables. That's called math, correct? That's called math. I'm not on philosophy. As you see, I produce. I come from a family which produces. So once again, it's very easy for us to distinguish the things which are rotten, but if we are truly truthful, guess what? That's your box. We are not at a crossroads in terms of things that are outside of our control. We are in a crossroads in terms of who we are and what our hearts resonate and what we manifest. Faith without works is dead was one way that it was said. The proof is in the pudding, as my grandmother would say. What goes up comes down. Who you are will be reflected in your household. Am I not right? So if then statement, once again math, if that is true, any of that, if there is any truth in that, then we must also look at ourselves and say, well, darn, maybe there's some things that I may be doing to contribute to this ethos, this aesthetic, this understanding or attitude of despair. I come from winners. That's not a winning attitude, brothers and sisters. As a proud, so-called person of color, since I guess I need to be that to others, American, in this country today, in the midst of all of our challenges, I will say that, my brothers and sisters, is not a winning attitude. We will not win games that way. We are witnessing the reflection of who we all are collectively. If anyone is without sin, I will be the first to stand there and let you throw tomatoes at me. I know none of us are qualified to say that. None of us, if we are truthful. Okay? Now, where's the silver lining in that, Nick? Potentiality. Choices. That means right now, the most revolutionary thing that any of us can do is change our mind. And guess what? That doesn't take money. That doesn't take anything external outside of ourselves. Validation from grandma, an attaboy. It takes strength of heart, fortitude, courage, and strength to merely make a choice in this age of, it's all about choices, right? Choices. But that's just reserved for grade school, I guess, to tell the little ones, it's all about choices. Guess what? Grown, beloved, fellow humans, and I'm talking to myself right now as I speak with you. I am not outside of what I speak of. I can speak of it because I am that guy. I have those prejudices. I have those things in check boxes. I have those things that I have to deal with myself on the daily. So I'm speaking from my center, not from he's pointing at me. And my obligation being that I'm an artist, we're the truth tellers. We're not bound to the politics and we're not too concerned with what people think. And in this context, that's a beautiful thing. Because I know that we're going to make it. We are enduring growing pains as humans, spiritually, morally. This is a part of the process. If we can at least embrace that this is a part of the process, us trying to get together and play well in the sandbox. We've been trying to do this since kindergarten. And it's okay. Because if we believe that everything was created, and then whether it's the Big Bang and boom and everything was to be, or whether it was God coming down and saying, be and it is, whatever it is that you can understand and conceptualize your life and your existence in this point of time, whatever it is, then that means that we are merely actors on stages. Shakespeare already wrote Hamlet. And yes, we do have a grace to play the part the way that I want to, but I'm still playing my part. My lines are still the same. And that is the balance. And that is the why am I here? To act, dude, and to play your part. And that is joy, and that is truth, and that is freedom. I conclude. I have a couple minutes. Oh, that's my artwork too. So, we got this. I don't want to be long-winded and verbose. I think I've said enough. We got this, but we need to get mentally tough. Mentally tough means courageous. Courageous means positive. Let's look at each other, especially in this space, in this country, in our communities in which we share everything with each other. Because you know what, beloved brothers and sisters, when the rain falls, it doesn't fall just on one roof. We are in this together whether we like it or not. And I think right now at the barbecue, instead of us arguing with each other in this space, maybe we should focus on what's most important, and then we can bicker about if the baked beans were burnt from Aunt Betty after we get everything together. I'm just a young man, as they say, to some, old to others. I'm in that middle gap, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, Nico. And hopefully it means something. I'm in this with you, Rowan. I just got to say what I'm inspired to say. Noel had no idea this is going to happen like this. Once again, thank you all so much. Love to all of y'all. We got this. Let's get the blinders on. Let's stay focused. Let's get strong. And let's dig deep in terms of what we have inside, all that equity that we got inside of us, and realize we're in this together. Because we got this, and we are going to win. We've already won. Okay? We've already won. Bless you all.
Excuse me. Feel free to join me. Some of you know this, and I need it right now. The healing rain, it's falling down. The healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. The healing rain is falling down. The healing rain is falling down. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Thank you. And thank you, Nick. That was energizing. You heard him say, dig deep, right? I heard that right at the end, dig deep. It's time for us to remind ourselves about all the silver linings we receive through our association with this congregation and with each other. So silver, gold, green, it's time to take up the collection as the ushers come forward. To do that, you won't really need any inspirational, motivational words from me because Christy Vest is going to charm the money right out of our pockets with her musical gifts.
For Nothing is Fixed by James Baldwin. For nothing is fixed, forever, forever, forever. It is not fixed. The earth is always shifting. The light is always changing. The sea does not cease to grind down rock. I leave you with the words of Leslie Ahuva Fales, the pastor of the UU Fellowship of Fairbanks, Alaska. Spirit of life who changes with us. The ground beneath us is shifting. For some of us gently, for others in seismic waves. Remind us of the steadfast presence of a love greater than ourselves, as constant as the stars, even when it is obscured from view. We'll end with our closing hymn, I Know I Can. Please stand if you are able.
Before we extinguish the chalice, I want to remind everyone that there is coffee and snacks for social time after the service, and for the visitors among us, you will find a warm welcome circle of friends in the back corner where members of the congregation can answer any question you have. All right, Nick, if you're ready to put out the flame, we'll say these words together. Though we extinguish the chalice, our connection to each other and this community remains. May its light guide us this week as we walk the path of justice, speak words of love, and fill our world with compassion until we meet again. Go in peace. Enjoy your week.
be an immigration team meeting at 11:45 at the front of the sanctuary.